Turd, what are you doing? What are you doing, Rain? Are you being a good girl or a bad girl? Oh, yeah. Ooh. Cool. Kids. What it is. You know what we should talk about today? I think we should talk about delicious silvers and silver accessories. What do you think? Hey, Rain, must you destroy everything? Everything? Really? Everything? All right. Cool, kid. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about some stuff, man. So, notice a lot of things going on. I don't know if you guys ever notice cool things going on. Yeah. Ooh. 1970. Ooh. 1970. Man. Wow. Now, why would I keep that in the silver stack if it's 1970, guys? Do you know? Any ideas? Oh, yeah. Guys, the delicious silver and silver accessories, they are a great and beautiful thing to receive. And you can hunt for your own delicious brands of delicious silvers and silvers accessories. And the way you do that, my suggestion is by first figuring out which sort of delicious silvers really excite you and move you, as it were, to, make purchases. And I'm going to just talk about a few fun things. So like this right here, this is your vintage. It's called vintage round. Vintage in that it's from 1973. Vintage is what they call that. But you might be into something more of a motif, like this would be a Native American motif, right? And this would be an eagle motif, right? So you might be into bullion. This is bullion, by the way. Bullion, is generally classified as pure silver, not meant for circulation, not meant to be used for coinage. So, this kind of stuff. This was, these are, they look like coins, but they're not. They're 1 ounce rounds. And there you go. So that's bullion. But you might be more into coins. What kind of coins are you into? Well, you might be into the cheapest silver you can find, which is a lot of times going to be a war nickel. These are 35% silver. With an ASW of 0.0563, and that is just how many troy ounces this coin represents of silver. It does not account for manganese or copper or any other neat metals that might be in the coin. You might instead be a junk, quote-unquote junk silver collector, which means you like your silver in a 90% form. Typically when you're talking about junk silver, it's U.S. silver. of the 90% variety. Now, some people get offended by the term junk silver, and they prefer it to be called constitutional silver. And how dare you besmirch the good name of the constitutional by calling it junk. However, the term junk could have a broader meaning, right? So, and this is where things get a little hokey, right? So 90% silver, is it junk or not? Well, this coin is 90, see that? 90% silver. That's what 0.900 fine means. But I would argue that this coin is not junk silver, or constitutional silver, because it doesn't represent the Constitution at all. It actually depicts a king, King Vittorio Emanuele II. Well, there was no king of the United States, so definitely not constitutional. Or you could have something, that's not even 90%, but this is still silver. Okay, so we would be fools to ignore that fact, I think. Now, this is just my opinion. Some people will tell you, do not stack non-American silver or non-bullion. So if it's bullion, it can be non-American. They'll also tell you, do not stack war nickels. And they will, a lot of the same people will also tell you, do not stack 40% Kennedys. Don't do it. It's not worth it, they'll say. And you know what? They're entitled to their opinion. There's probably some wisdom to that. All I know is I have a different strategy. And my strategy is I want the most silver molecules for my money. So when I buy a 50% fine, 0.375 ounces for $7.56, which right now this would be $11 worth of silver, right? A little over $11 worth of silver, and I bought it for $7.56. Now you got to calculate for inflation, and I bought this in 2021, so there's been some inflation since then, so you do have to calculate for that. But still, it's definitely outperformed inflation. This coin is just cool, and that's from the Netherlands. That's here's some more junk or constitutional. The point is, you can have all this stuff, guys. You just gotta go find it. It really is. You can get stuff like this. This sterling silver art round, right? It's not a coin. It's not bullion because it's sterling. It's an art round. You can get copper nickel stuff like this. If you can get it for free, I'd grab it. Mintages on those are low. And that's the other thing. Maybe you're not into silver. Maybe you're into numismatics, right? This may not be the way to go, but then again, for you, it might be. Like I said, the mintages on these are quite low. And, you can probably get them real cheap. I'd leave that to you. But what I will tell you is, whether it's silver or not silver, so that would be numismatic, non-silver, and a coin could be both silver and numismatic, right? So, for example, a perfect example, this 1960 quarter, right? Let's keep it real simple here. This 1960 quarter is in mint condition. I would say, I feel confident saying that is cartwheels I'm seeing there, and that this coin has no visible wear. Let's look. I'm not expert to tell you what mint state this would be. It might even be AU. I don't know. But I think it's mint state. So, you can make the argument that someone completing a collection of Washington quarters would desire this coin over, I don't have any worn Washington quarters, but here we'll go with this. Say the Washington quarter looked more like this SLQ. It had wear and marks on it, and it was, kind of beat up. Well, that collector who wants to put it in their little book is going to pay a premium for this, maybe. Especially if it's a nicer date. 1960D is not a bad date, actually. Anything that's not 64 and it's in mint condition probably has a little premium. 48 probably going to have a premium, guys. I'll be honest with you. See the cartwheels? This is probably worth more than its silver weight, just because it's in mint condition. Now, is it a high premium? No, not at all. Unless it's a 32D or 32S, it's not going to be a high premium. But doesn't change the fact that it might have a numismatic value. Okay, this coin might have a numismatic value. Again, we're talking an older coin, lower mintage, in decent shape. That's what it is. So it's a matter of condition and scarcity and desirability, right? Supply and demand, as it were. And that's the thing. You got to be looking at all these factors when you are procuring your delicious silvers and silver accessories. And some people, they get stuck in a pigeonhole, I think, where they're just buying one thing. Maybe they don't know about all these other delicious items, or maybe they don't care, and that's fine. I got no issue with that, actually, because you buy what you like, stack what you want. If you want delicious silvers that are more expensive, like there's some premium here. Let me grab one real quick. Ooh, war nickels. Now, war nickels aren't as bad as people make them out to be. Now, smelters don't want them. Okay, that's the downside, because they're not pure enough to really be viable for smelting. But who does want them? People who care about trade and commerce. If you're in that scenario, you're gonna want some war nickels. War nickels have more silver in them than any other U.S. coin for the dollar amount. So it takes 20 nickels to make $1. So you multiply 0.0563 times 20, and I'll show you what I mean. We're going to do the math here, guys. So yeah, it's not pure. It's 35% silver, but no U.S. coin has more silver in it per dollar. Here we go. I'm going to prove it to you. So first, we're going to do we're not going to do the war nickel first. We're going to do the halftime first. So this is the silver weight of a halftime, right? So we're going to multiply that times 20. You're going to get 0.7234 ounces of silver, right? Makes sense, right? Now, if I take 0.0563 times 20, well, now we have 1.12 ounces of silver. You see that? 1.12. So which would you rather have? Right? Would you rather have 1. Oh gosh, I don't have any Canadian dimes. If I did, I could get you exactly 1.12. Oh, actually, I might. 2 Canadian dimes, and one of these is how much silver is in 20 of these. Okay. Right? You see what I'm doing here? See how we're getting this? You have a lot of options if you have a lot of different types of silver. I can actually get you exactly the amount of silver as 20 of these with other options, because I have so many other options. So I could take 2 Canadian dimes and a 1 ounce bullion art round, and make the exact same amount of silver as 20 of these. Okay, you can't just do that if all you have is one type of silver. That's all I'm saying. So it's good for trade. The only problem is recognizability. No one knows what the hell this coin is, okay? If you do, if you look at it, like those of you that do know what that is, you know that I got a hell of a deal on it. But, you know, I paid $24 an ounce for this. And silver's just about 30 last time I checked. Let's see what silver's doing right now. All right. But, you know, who cares? No one recognizes that. No one knows anything about that. Also, that particular coin has a very low mintage of, I think, 120,000. So this would be an example, again, of numismatic versus bullion value. And, yeah. Let's see here. See what silver's at right now. Silver prices, silver price. 30.58, down 16 cents. All right. And I've been telling you guys, if it doesn't drop below 28, that we're still in the bull market. So 28 is kind of where you need to start being like, ooh. So if it drops below that, something's up. We're going to have some big moves. But, yeah, guys. Look, guys, if you can get this stuff near or under melt, no matter what the melt price is, as long as this is my line in the sand. If it doesn't cost more than a tank of gas to buy an ounce of silver, you're still getting a deal. And why do you say that, Josh? Well, in 1964, when they quit making these right here, this quarter would have bought you a gallon of gas. So that's $5 a gallon, a little over $5 a gallon. That's pretty high, right? So gasoline actually cost more in 1964 than it does now, if you think of it that way. But that's only because silver's up. If silver was down at like $13 an ounce, that wouldn't really be true. You see that? So, yeah, if you can get a gallon of gas cheaper than you can get one of these coins, yeah, I keep buying. Now, well, it's getting away, actually. What I'm saying doesn't make sense. It's getting away from us now. But if you'd have bought a couple years ago, when a gallon of gas cost, so hold on. If a tank of gas costs less than an ounce of silver, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah. An ounce of silver, if it buys a tank of gas, you're good. Yeah, or less. But once it goes over that, yes, now I remember my point. So, or a steak dinner. If you can buy a steak dinner, but if this is worth more than a steak dinner, right, then you need to start thinking about getting out of the silver game. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of, it's all relative to real products and real purchases. We can get caught in the nominative value, but that's just a number. That number moves. That's a moving target. Whereas look at the bands on this. Hold on. That's a nice merc. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty nice merc, I think. Hello, my little darlings. Anyway, so yeah, that's the good stuff, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna end it there. We're talking about delicious silver and silver accessories. We're talking about Ottoman Empire silvers. We're talking about all the good stuff. Barber dimes under melt, or barber quarters rather. We're talking about that too. But mostly we gotta talk about, you gotta have a strategy. You gotta have an entrance strategy and an exit strategy. And that is the way the cookie crumbles, guys. Have an amazing day. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. If you hated it, that's okay too. Just let me know why in the comments. And have an amazing day. Find all the collectibles of your dreams. And if you cannot find them, do not blame me. I'm trying to show them to you. I literally, look at this. Literally trying to show them to you. Ta-ta for now, guys.